Hi, this is Carrie Ann Reed Brown, and this is Carry On Friends, the Caribbean American podcast. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Carry On Friends, the Caribbean American podcast. Listen, guys, this next guest needs no introduction. For real, for real. My guest for today is Ingrid Murray, none other than the woman whose story, who every time I hear people talk about the podcast, they're so inspired by her personal story. And so we're not going to get into Ingrid's personal story today. We're going to focus on Ingrid, the businesswoman. And so I typically ask people, to tell me a little bit about themselves, Caribbean country they represent, and all that good stuff. But because Ingrid is Ingrid and everybody love Ingrid, let me tell you a little bit who Ingrid Murray is. She is a Jamaican American, thriving New York City based entrepreneur, philanthropist, mother, wife, and CEO of the award-winning building maintenance company Prospect Cleaning Service. And under her stewardship, as we learned in the previous episode, she transformed Prospect Cleaning Services into one of the leading businesses in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the tri-state area. And it has grown a tremendous, whole heap of percentage growth rate in the last 3 years. And she's gotten a lot of accolades, and she does other things. In that last episode, she talked about her charitable, activities, and that is near and dear to her heart. That's just a high level, but we're going to get into it with Ingrid. So Ingrid, welcome back to the podcast. How are you?
Oh, Carrie Ann. Thank you for inviting me. I can't believe it. I am back.
Yes, you are back. All right. So the last time we spoke about how you ended up coming to the US. But I think the thing that I keep hearing over and over and over again is how people are inspired by how you took that and propelled yourself into the businesswoman that you are today, right? So talk to me about where you are with Prospect Cleaning and what have you been learning or seeing in the space as it comes to, business and entrepreneurship? Because now you've been doing this for a lot of years, and, you know, we did a clubhouse event. You remember that? And people asked questions, and everyone
Yes.
had so many questions to ask because you've navigated it all. You're a family run business. You've navigated work, having family working, and we were all talking about what does that look like, how you manage those relationships when the family employees don't quite work out anymore. So first, tell us what's been going on with Prospect, where you are now. Catch us up, Ingrid.
Ah, Prospect. Oh my God. Prospect propelled. I can't put into words how this means to me, to be honest with you, because I know I said it so many times. I want Prospect Cleaning to be the best cleaning company in America. And surprisingly, I think we met was 2020.
Yes.
Right. So many things happened. 2021, Prospect Cleaning was awarded the best woman-owned business in New York State. And I was like, dang, New York State. So I said, all right, 49 more to go. you know, you're ready to go into the bigger world, as I would say, bigger America. And I would love to get that accolade for every state. So when they tell you to make your big bag of audacious goal, don't think it's a joke thing. It's a real thing, and I'm happy when I said I wanted it to be. I still do want it to be the biggest, the best cleaning company in America. So getting that award for the state. Imagine, look how New York big. Jamaica can fit into New York multiple times. And being awarded the best woman, and I'm not the only woman owned business in New York. So that's a big thing. I was over the moon. I still am. Then 2022 came, and Prospect Cleaning Service Inc. was ranked 1001 on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing private companies in America. So, not New York. America, the whole big country, America. So that was another oh god, that's the biggest of all. But a lot of things happened on that. While we grew exponentially, I got hit with some devastating news on the personal side, which affected my ability to function in a way that I would want to. And if you know me, I am going to keep it real. So yes, prospect cleaning is up here, but right now Ingrid feel like she down here because I felt some type of way. I don't know. I'm not sure this is where Carrie Ann wanted to go, to be honest, guys. But I just can't.
Ingrid. Ingrid.
But anyway, my husband, my why, my muse, my everything. And I talk about him a lot in the first episode. The man that changed my life, a nice sugar daddy, big daddy, everything. My partner in crime, my best friend, and everything. He got slowed down with stage 4 glioblastoma, and so that actually changed our life in a big way. I get to buy my nice big house, my first house in America. So that was a goal that I had for myself, a personal goal was to buy my own property. My husband do it so many times. He do that. I'm a real estate mogul. Me, I'm trying to get to where he's at when it comes to that. And so I did my first purchase and turn it into a magnificent home. And so I thought that I am going to get to share this with my best friend who made all this possible. And boom, we hear that Courtney got cancer. Now, this caused me to be a little bit, I fell into a little bit of depression while having to keep Courtney focused on staying healthy and being alive. So he removed the tumor and he's still fighting. As a matter of fact, he's going to start another round of chemo tomorrow. And this really affect the family and everything, affect the business in a big, big way. I was expecting that I would have been able to gone out into my coaching aspect of my career, which is where I am heading. However, that had to take a pause. And you found out now that the team that you put together in the business. So when that clubhouse that Carrie Ann brought up earlier, I gave little insights on how we were going to be able to take this ride and make a win. So we did make the win. However, I found out something that I'm not going to share with you, that when you have a business and the business become entirely focused on your capabilities and you, is technically not a win, guys. So while prospect out there is winning, we realize now that without me, prospect is not winning. And I am not creating a business to be dependent solely on me. I want the people within the business to everybody carry them weight and what have you. And when Courtney got hit, I stepped away to focus on taking care of him because it means so much to me. I don't want nobody to do it. I become selfish. I just want me to take care of my husband because I feel nobody can do it better than me. I'm going to keep him grounded. I'm going to keep him focused and all of that. And that made me decide to make a sacrifice in terms of where my priorities are going to lie. My priorities lies with him because he's my why. I got to the point where I started, I don't want to use the word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Resent prospect cleaning now, in a sense that, damn, you know, it is because of him, because of that bet. If you watch it, so this now, if you don't watch episode 1, go and go listen to episode 1. I'm not telling you nothing about episode 1. Go and go listen for yourself. You had to, you realize that it started with Courtney. Courtney had a business. He gave it to me. I bet him that I can transform this business, and I did just that. So now with him getting sick, it's like, I don't care. I don't want to care about prospect. I want to focus on him. We realized that that was very selfish and that I have to find a way how to delegate and balance So it's a work-life balance now. Still be a wife, still be a mother, still be a CEO and all of that. Let me tell you, I catch my breath. It's not easy. I found out that I should say I am human. More than anything else, I am human. And so I do break down. I cried. I just got baptized on February 27, 2022. And bought my house on January 6th was the closing. So you close that deal and all of that. And then now start the project, the renovation and everything. Prospect doing good, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And boom, summer come. I got hit, right in the gut because I feel like my heart got taken out of my chest. But I had to trust and believe that God is still in control. I know He is, and He is never going to give me more than I can bear. Now, if you listen to episode 1, you know this girl bear a wave already.
We know
So,
it.
to me, I say, what is now? Why when I get a little rest, you get a little break during the pandemic, and then it wasn't even a rest because I lost my father during the pandemic. So anyway, let me take it back to where career was because now we got two person.
No,
two
no. I think no, listen, Ingrid, you know me, or you know the energy. It goes where it's supposed to go. And I so let me tell you why this is resonating with me. Last year around this time, I'm preparing to go to Jamaica to bury my father. And yes, New Year start, he died.
Damn.
And the feeling you just described, much better than I've done in past episodes, because I'm so choked up I can't even, put in words, or I say it enough that people are like, why she says she won't quit everything? But that's what I feel like, because in that moment, nothing else matters than this thing that you're dealing with. And in those moments, you realize that this business that you're trying is so anchored in you, just like how you just said it. I lost the revenue last year because I was like, I'm taking myself off the field to deal with what I'm dealing with. And I'm okay with that. But in that process, like you said, you recognize that this is how we have to firm up the business. It's almost like you have to take a step back, because if this didn't stop us in our track, with full speed ahead, same way.
Oh God.
And
Listen.
these experiences had to like put a pause and say, okay, we've done some things and we think we did know what we're doing, but we really need to fine tune this. So that's exactly it. And one of the things that I kept saying through the whole grieving process was just like, no one talks about what happens when life happens and you're running a business. Like, not even the preparation around, all of these things, like how to deal with yourself and how to find right help. So I'm glad that you brought this up, because it's not me one. Me no say no me one go through it, but you sharing that story is the realness that other folks want to hear about. It's not all that glitters. It's
It's
not about
cool.
the
Yes,
success.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Real
yes.
life is happening.
Mm-hmm.
My kid, like 2 years ago when I met you, my son was hospitalized for 3 weeks and was going through a whole thing. And, it
Wow.
slow you down and, all of these things. So I know you said it went personal, but I think we need to show these parts of what it entails when you're running a business or anything, and how much that impacts you, because you're not superwoman, like you say, you're human. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for sharing that. And I remember when I called you, I called you, and answer the phone different. I was like, Ingrid, are you okay? Because it wasn't the bubbly Ingrid, it was a
Oh
different
yeah, I know,
Ingrid.
right?
And I was just, and that's when you kind of tell me that you were in the hospital at the time. So thank you for sharing. Courtney's in our prayers. And so now take us through how you are firming up the business, knowing that you are the reason for the success, and now you have to kind of pivot to create the, you know do what you have to do to make sure that this business can function if you're not in it all day every day.
Right. So, while going through all of that and got to the point where I said, okay, I'm being hit left, right, and center. those things. I'm going through health issues because I feel my body breaking down. Um, I sleep at a hospital every night, with so because I want to be there and I don't want to miss anything. And then this level of paranoia took over also, that I just want to be there. Any changes, I must be there to see it, firsthand and stuff like that. But anyway, going back to the business, I call in, check in with the office team, and I'm seeing no good emails. Put it per se. I'm not seeing anybody asking me for pricing. I'm not seeing anybody sending any proposal for me to really review and fine tune. Then finally, a nice big opportunity walked through the door, and I spoke to the team how we're going to proceed and whatnot, and my assistant at the time decided to do this proposal on her own, which was nice for her to take the initiative. But at least I was expecting that she's going to pass it back to me for me to overlook it. Anyway, she sent it off, and I just see an email come in for the proposal being sent. So once a proposal go out, the prospective client gets an email, and so do I. So I'm seeing this and I'm reading it, and this proposal is garbage. This is not prospect like proposal. This is not a proposal that we send out. We don't send our proposals like this. So I was very upset. Bunch of things happening, and you know, the team, you're not feeling the synergy anymore. We're not connecting. So I'm like, okay, how are we going to reel this back around now? And I called a meeting. I let them know how I felt and what needs to go in place. Unfortunately, we had to part ways with a few people, because after giving multiple opportunities. And the reason why there were so many opportunities given, because as you know, my priorities is with Courtney, so I'm not there. So you keep saying, okay, this going to fix, that going to fix, that, but it don't get fixed. You're just getting yourself very deeper and deeper into a bigger situation. So anyway, get to the point by the end of the year to part ways with people who were no longer in line with the vision and value and everything of prospects. So I have to recreate my team. Now, how do you recreate a team that your main person, your number two person, your executive assistant, then your sales associate. That's basically your entire team except for your operations team. Really operations, put together a different plan, different structure, different strategy, in order to make sure that there's still order, there's still a level of quality going out. You know, I was no longer hosting my weekly staff meetings because I wasn't able to. I'm not there emotionally and I'm not there physically. So when you say, they have a thing to say that when puss gone, rat check charge, and trust me, that happened in prospect cleaning. Now, what are we going to do? You make your restructuring. So if you remember, also in that clubhouse, I told you I've given all my children opportunities where prospect cleaning is concerned. But like everybody else, if they're not pulling their weight, they're not allowed to stay there. I realize over time that some people are slow in their level of maturity, and being my children and being able to access certain things, I think they became complacent, and as we would say back home, lackadaisical. So they don't want to pull their weight, and you find yourself that you're being you know, tugged and pulled in so many different directions. And I decided that no, it ends here, because I am now feeling the effects of it physically. I am emotionally broken, physically broken. So I'm every way you can think of broken and feeling disconnected. So this was how the resentment for prospect came in, because now prospect is taking away everything from me in a negative sense. But you and I know that's not the case, right? So we are in the process of rebuilding. So it's like I feel as though like I'm starting over again from scratch. I looked at it that way. I was very, I should say, it's not something that I was welcoming or looking forward to. However, there was a light. Being ranked at in the Inc. 5,000 list and being in the top 10 top 20%, you could say top 10%, right? It's a big thing. Do you want to now get to the next level with a team that is lagging and still causing you to feel the way you're feeling? No. The goal for Prospect is to become sellable or become a public traded entity. You never know. At one point, one of my goals, and this is okay, people, if it feel like you're always changing your mind, or because you're supposed to. So understand that it's not that you're doing anything wrong. You must remember that you are also evolving and emotionally, and you are growing also. So you might find that if you look in your life, things where you used to like 5 years ago, you don't like them things anymore. Even the very food I used to be, oh God, I can't stop, I can't even eat it now. Eat some last night, right now my salad because it's alright me. But you understand? So the goals change. And while I wanted my staff to be own owners, so I was willing to sell shares to the employees. But what I found was only the field workers, some of them were dedicated. So imagine you have an admin team were supposed to ignite the fire and keep it going because you brought them in because you shared the values in common. Your culture is created around that. So you have your culture, you know what you want for your business, and you bring in people who are in line with those things that you design, and you find that no, that's not happening because you're too kind. You just realize that it can't work like that. So we fixed that. I rehired my daughter. She came in and she said, "Mommy, I want another chance. I promise you that I am going to do better and I'm going to make you proud." No, she don't like when I said it, but this was the daughter that was kidnapped from me. She's now a part of this entity. My firstborn, Lord, my dumpling, love her. So she is now my right hand person. So remember, this is a family owned business, and now we're getting back to the roots where it's family owned. And the we still have our ops manager who's kicking ass same way, because imagine now everybody else failing and the ops is what is keeping it afloat. So we still did good this year. No, I've never shared numbers with you guys before, and I don't normally share numbers, so I'm going to do that today. For the first time, we had profits in the seven figures. I'm not talking revenue, I'm talking profit, right? Profit. So, I don't know, joke thing I going wrong. You
And
understand?
And I want to pause there because I want to kind of anchor this for the audience. So what Ingrid is sharing with us, and I'm like, I cannot believe this. This is why I'm going to go over to Ingrid house or wherever, and I'm just going to have a book. Ingrid overall challenge she recognized during her husband's illness is scaling the business. And in order to take your business from one level to the next level, you have to you either walk with the same team or you have to bring in a new team. And Ingrid's personal story, which she thinks that she went off on a tangent, but as I'm listening to it, Ingrid would not have recognized that she needed to scale the business and have the right team were it not for Courtney's illness.
Exactly.
And that is like a lot of times, like you said, a lot of times When my grandmother passed away, grandfather, even my father last year, you think of, oh my goodness, it's such a horrible experience because when the grief hold you, hold you.
Listen, girl.
But through working through that grief and anchor in your faith, you learn some serious lessons that you would not have learned otherwise if you had not gone through that. So, thank you for one being candid about one. Another day we have to talk about profits versus revenue because everybody they share about how much millions they make, but
But
that could be
you know, the
revenue.
money in
But
that
after
bank.
minus the expenses and stuff, so the net not come. But anyway, so yes, you've experienced this friction. You're revamping the team, and take us to where you are now.
So today I'm still looking for a business development manager. I'm still looking for a permanent HR person and another sales associate. So because I'm going back to the basics, I'm going to I'm going to hold the sales position because at this point in time, I don't have the time to train somebody to sell my business. I was hoping, I've tried two times and I failed at it, and I'm accepting the fact that I did not do well those two times. And what I'm going to do is to get an intern from a college. I know directly where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Medgar Evers because it's right next door to me, to my office, and then have that person shadow me during this process so I can create that person for that position. It's not necessarily the best option, but for right now, I feel that I need to do that. So I am doing it unless I get the right call with a person that has the right personality, the right energy, because you have to want this. You understand? It can't be something that, listen, okay, she needs to say I'm gonna make a couple calls out. No, because I sell relationship. So my service is relationship based. It is relationship oriented from the core. When I sell you my service and I come to you, I am taking over your space and I'm going to make it what it's supposed to be. That's so much so that you stress no more about it. In doing so, you have to develop a level of trust in me to give me those keys. And so that's what we want. So they feel the connection. When they speak to me, it's not as if I don't understand the language that they're speaking or whatever the case may be. I understand clearly what the need is. I am also able to provide good counsel in terms of the space. So when I go into any space I go, that first thing I start look at the baseboard, and I start to look. My eyes go up, and I look at the vents, and I sometimes I'm very presumptuous, and I put my hand and I will touch something, and yeah. So I am going to then now put my 2 cents in because I'm also a certified auditor in terms of for the Cleaning Management Institute. So I can provide quality assurance audits. So I know that what you're doing is right. People, cleaning is not no mop and broom thing. I mean, no one is tired for your so, but it needs to be taken seriously. We saw a pandemic. Um, we experience it. This is something that many generations never experienced, but this one was big, you know and it changed our lives. The good thing about the pandemic, that while I was one of those people who struggled with the advantage of being successful during a global crisis, I felt some type of way because there were people who were losing money left, right, and center, and I was just pulling in money. You understand? However, it got me to a point where I said, but I was in their position before the pandemic where nobody was taking this seriously, but now the light is shining upon us. We are considered essential service, and nobody no longer just call my phone and say, can you just take out the trash and clean the restroom once a week? No, because I was feeling um of course, I'm very proud to tell you, no, I don't provide that kind of service, and then I will educate you. But it wasn't a thing where you say you would have people coming in by the droves because they loved what they heard, they understood it and related to it and agreed. You were still having, okay, but I just want it to be done once a week, and I would have to turn you away. I would tell you, you can find somebody on the street, you can pay $20 to do that for you, or so on and so forth. Now, when you call my phone and I get in, if I'm the person who takes the call to, depending on the scale, and I speak to you on it, you do understand and you do appreciate the counsel and you want to participate in it. So it's now quality over quantity. It's not a cost thing now. It still have cost to it, but you are now more inclined to want to buy into this service. And I
Because now
have to,
you value it.
so you're right. So
Yeah.
you understand the value. So the person who comes in to fit this position as my BDM have to be able to express this to our potential clients in a way that they're able to monetize it as well.
Ingrid, you know, as you are as you were talking, I thought back to, you wanting to go into coaching, and I'm thinking, you know, w- what advice, because we talk about sales, we talk about staffing, we talk about processes and your team. What is the one thing that you feel like, even if somebody's not on your level, making profits of 1 million or over 7 figures? Sorry, I mean, you never say million, but over 7 figures. But for any company of any size, what is that one thing, that one foundational thing that you've now come to realize through your successes, through you going through this personal um challenges that's giving you new lens on the business? What is that one thing you feel like, if there's anything you need to get right about business, it's what would you say that is?
Your why. You must always know why do you want to do this? Oh, I want to feed my pitney them. Is that enough? After you feed them a couple times, are you satisfied? So success to me is beyond what other people think. People think that I am successful. I don't feel successful because I'm not satisfied. I don't know when I'm ever going to be satisfied. So, okay, getting to this stratosphere, as I would say, this big position, and um, I have so many citations all over the place and stuff I have at home and when I look at them and I read the words and what they're saying to me, or every time I go to collect an award for whatever it is that I collected awards for, and I read them, I am like, wow, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What is it that I want to do next? So, crazily enough, during my little, I tell you, I was going to that thing where I'm resenting prospect. I had to find a replacement. So now I kind of not fell out of love with prospect, but prospect now was pulling my energy. It to me at the time. This is how I'm feeling drained because I want prospect to propel, but prospect is just pulling me, and I need to be here for Courtney, right? So I need something now to find something where I'm going to feel fulfilled. And I found that I already had it. I just need to go back to the why. Why did I start prospect in the first place? So one was to prove a point to Courtney. I already did that. We were way past that a long time ago. From the very first year, I said to him, if you give it to me, I'm going to transform it in within 1 year. I already did that, but I'm still here, right? Okay, year two came and we grow even bigger. So now Courtney is no longer my why when you really look into it. Technically, my why is bigger than even Courtney right now. He believed in me already. Him witness that it is possible for me to do all the things that I said that I would do. You understand? So what is now my new why? Being I'm 46, going to be 47 this year, and I am looking at so many things. Okay, do I want to take forever to retire? Um, one, there was an instant where 1 month my staff did not send out any invoices. Imagine that. Invoice go out every month. So oh you not send on an invoice because the boss not did it. And so you going to get paid. You understand? And there was no money to pay the staff because well, the clients them not get an invoice. You're saying to yourself, but the client them know so we work for them and them know them for pay with every month and every month they've been billed. So why them not just send us the money? No. There is a structure behind it because some people are so automated that when they get the invoice in their system, then it is automatically turned over and then you get your money. But we're not getting no money. We're not getting you have to remember also, most of my clients are big corporations. So the where you service is not where those payments are generated. They are outside. So you say, oh, your team not understand this. So you see what I'm saying now? You have to say to yourself, so what them people you sit down in your side do? You know? Anyway, we had to come back, bring myself back and understand that no, I am now responsible for almost 100 people and them family. And you realize say your why is stretching further and further. Now you get to a certain position where people are looking up to you. Your why also changes because now you are being used as an example. So they're like I said, they see you as a success. So you have people that look up to you, which is not a bad thing because you're doing something right that is inspiring them to become more like you. So while I may not be satisfied with everything, I'm satisfied for most things because I'm happy that I accomplished most of the goals that was set out initially, which is to come into a community. That's why you start a business. You see a need, you fulfill that need. So that's one of your first why. Why, and then everything else falls into place. So you need, for me, the fundamentals of any business for any entrepreneur is finding your why. It will change as things also change, but you must always have a reason and it must be a solid one because this is what your values is going to be based on. This is what even your culture will change because of your why now, and the people who you have around you will change also because of your why. So it's important to understand why you're doing this.
Ingrid, thank you for that. You said it perfectly. It is it is the most important thing because this year Carry On Friends is celebrating 10 years since I launched the platform.
Woo! What? 10 years? Girl!
Yes. And people ask why and I said, boy, I know why I wanted to do it and that why propels you to consistency. Now, where it is now is not where I had imagined it when I had started it, but it's just like you said, it evolves. And as it evolves, you have a strong why, and that evolves as you go along. But that helps you with your consistency and your drive and your vision to do other things. So, absolutely. What is your why? And it have to be solid and know that it is going to change. I think that part of it changing is key because a lot of times people think when it change that something is wrong with them
Right. Or they're
and it's
doing something wrong.
something wrong.
They're going, they're not making sense and they're not making all the right moves or, but you just need to stick it out and you have to be persistent, people, because let me tell you something. The amount of no's that I get, but those no's are blessings. You understand? Because these no's are sometime your wise. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So in terms of the future, in terms of what you are doing next, talk to me a little bit about what's next for Ingrid Murray.
But I don't know why this little girl can't keep herself quiet. But I have so much. I tell you something. I launched a candle company. Now, my eldest daughter, she started a candle company. I think it was 2019, and invested in it and everything. And then the girl just got the supplies and just put them down, and that was it. After I finished my house last year, finished the renovation. I was pleased with how everything came out, and I decided that okay, this is what's going to happen. My second daughter, she joined the Navy, and so now we end up. So I thought she was coming back, and then she said, "No, this is it. I'm not coming back because I signed up for 8 years." I said, "8 years? You know how long that?" So for 8 years, she's gonna be away. So anyway, the big one, she moved and got her own place. And then this big 6 bedroom house that's supposed to be for me and my family now dwindled down. I just have two, the two boys. And I decided to Airbnb out my basement apartment. And so anyway, decorating it and did it up nice and all of that. So the candles, I thought about creating this gift. So every time you come, the name of it is called Simone's Sweet Escape. So if you go on Airbnb, you can find it, and it's my middle name. And because my extra, my middle name is Simone here, but I put one little tick on it when I come citizen. So then I say Simone, you know, it's kind of nice. I can't help myself.
Simone.
Simone, yes. So it's called Simone's Sweet Escape. And so when I did that, I said, oh, I want people to have this wonderful experience. So, I got them robes and slippers because down there the floor is a little bit cold, and I decided to give them slippers, and I created this beautiful basket and put a candle in it. Backside. So I'm open the candle, I light the candle, and the room smells so good, and the reed diffuser. I said, no man, a girl a joke, man. I decided to take over this business. And so I launched Shantor's Mood. Shantor's Mood is my eldest child, Shanice, and Tori, the one that went in the Navy, and I combined both their names together and created Shantor's Mood. Shantor's Mood, Candles and Things. This is culminated of a couple of things. So both of them, I decided I'm going to take something that they failed at, as I would say, and then to spin it into something positive. So the candles are all going to have 3 wicks, and the 3 wicks is now representing of me. So while they are the name, the bulk of Shantor's is depicted from Ingrid. So I am the candle represents me. The 3 wicks represents my, what I would say, steps to success, and one is to dream. You must have a dream. You dream every day, and trust me, it's a wonderful thing. The second thing is to be ambitious. So you must know that your dreams, even though they're dreams now, they can become reality. You can put life into your dreams. And the last one is the being determined. So you don't quit, you don't stop, you never stop. It creates the acronym ADD, which is ambition, dream, and determination. And that's what Shantor Mood Candle, because you're going to see where we all fit in. Now, we are very artistic by nature. Every one of my children are naturally artistic. Tori is a beautiful artist. She paints some of the stuff that are in my office. Now I'm just going to turn my computer around, and you see that painting? She
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
She
Nice.
also did this,
Nice.
and I decked out the Airbnb with most of her work. So most of her work is inside of the Airbnb, and her painting is all over the place. And so I wanted to use Shantor's Mood as an opportunity to kind of dive deeper into my coaching aspect. But I don't just say something, I live what I preach. So you're going to see real life examples. I turned a part of my office into Shantor's Mood store, where you'll be able to get pillows, cushions from all over the world, luxury pillows and cushions from different parts of the world. There is going to be, we're still working on the scents. We're still putting the scents together. So you're going to see that. And right now, because the space is complete, because I don't play, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I came up with the idea on Christmas Day, and I incorporated the company on Boxing Day. As we say Boxing Day in Jamaica, they don't celebrate that here. So December 26th, that brainchild was activated. I actually registered the company. I got my contract and we started, and the shop is done. The shop is ready. Because there's the process of getting my stuff inside the store is being delayed because of the shipment and all of that. I am going to be hosting pop-up shops to allow other women in business who don't necessarily have a hub or a base to showcase their work and their stuff that they have. So you're going to be able to come to the we will be hosting pop-up shops. We originally wanted to launch February 4th, but the vendors that I wanted to start with, I can't get because it's kind of late. Everybody's booked out already because of Valentine's. So I'm more focused on March 1st, which is, and it's going to be great because March is Women's History Month. So then everything is going to just fall into place. I just about timing. Now, one other thing, Princess. Oh God. I have a beautiful granddaughter that inspired a doll line. So I created a doll in the replica of Princess. The name of the doll is Uda. And so I started also another business. And we will be creating dolls that are inspirational to us. Not we will be. This has already been done. Creating dolls. Princess has some very nice encouraging quotes that she would say. She would say, "You can do it." You know, she's always encouraging somebody. You did it, Nana, you did it, Nana, you did it. And so these dolls are going to have a voice box in there that encourages children to do different things. There will be some quotes on the palms of the dolls. These are going to be inspirational quotes. So every doll will have a different inspiration quote in the palm, and these are African American dolls, mind you. She's chunky, so the dolls are chunky. Yeah, for all the owner people, yeah. But the dolls, so we have that, and then we also have Elijah's oil, which is my foundation, my give back to Jamaica and America. I've been doing that give back now for 10 years. We've gone a long way. So I've officially started a not-for-profit. It's called Elijah's Oil. And if you know anything about Elijah and the oil, that widow, God sent Elijah to her house and he told her to make bread with what she had. She said all she have is enough to make meals for today, and after today we're going to die. And she trusted God to make sure that, and she did it. Elijah said, what you have, you're going to use it to make bread for me first and then for your family. So she did it. That oil jar never ran dry. You understand? And Elijah's oil, even when I don't have no money for myself, I don't know, me find a way for pump money into Elijah's oil, because this transforms people's life. Every year we do give back to school. We did our senior treat this year where we provide grocery bags to seniors in the Hellshire Park community, and they get a 3-course meal. So they get the food and they get a bag with groceries. Now listen, people, if you know me, you know me love expensive things too. And trust me, we buy shoes and bags for thousands of dollars. And I was like, why can't I commit to something of this nature? And I have committed to it. I don't necessarily tithe in church. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, by the way. But I choose to use my tithe for this, and other funds that I would spend elsewhere, I use it as my offering and give to my community. I've seen where my community doing this have changed people's life. It brought so many people to Hellshire Park Seventh Day Adventist Church that given their life to God and are now Christian believing people. You understand? I'm not trying to transform anybody on here, but I'm just saying whatever you can do to inspire somebody, do it. Listen, it don't take no millionaire to do it. It not take, trust me, I do this from, may I get my little barrel a year time from my mom, who used to send stuff back home. Them used to call me barrel kid. Can you get your barrel summer, you get your barrel December. And anytime I get them new things, I would give away the old things because sometimes you change weight and you know, so you give. So I've
Yeah.
always been a giver. And it brings me joy to give, and I have received so much because of those that are giving, beyond what I can ever even imagine or express to you. So those are the stuff that we're doing right now. Oh, we are Broom to Heels. So Broom to Heels is my podcast that Carrie Anna gonna help me with.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
Carrie's gonna
true.
help me with my podcast. So I'm going to be able to reach so many people out there, teaching them so many different things, and we're dealing with true life situation, real life, you know, working class women, men, and all of that. And you know, listen, if you can do any little thing to change the world, do it. Cause trust me, don't feel that you can't. You know, it take one person at a time because remember, as people make up the world. All right, so we can do it together.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Ingrid. Every time we have a conversation, I leave it really pumped up and with a long list of things I want to do, right? But also, just the grounding. I just love that you are so them say transparent, but you're real. You tell it like it is because that's important. You don't, you know, telling the story the way it is. You don't want to set people up for failure by painting a story that is not the case or not
Mm-mm.
really being clear about the truth. So I always appreciate your honesty, your energy. I love talking to you. So I want you to tell people, or I'll just put in the show notes where people can find you, Shantor's scents. That's what
Yeah,
it is, right? Moods,
Shantor's mood candles
the
and
mood
things.
candle,
Yes.
Elijah's oil, everything. I'll make sure I put that in the show notes. Ingrid, it's always a pleasure. I'm sure that even after this, people are gonna ask more questions, but that's what Room to Heals is for, right? And all of
Exactly.
these things. It's
And you know,
coming, yes.
I once you send the invite, me, I'll come.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ingrid. It's been a pleasure. And as I love to say at the end of every episode, walk good.
All right, girl. Thank you. You are good too.
Yeah.